Maybe your shit is different than the average shit.
Magic shit. I'm sure there was
have to know.
There's something going on with the shit afterwards.
We have to know.
God damn.
I'll tell you the words. Yeah, good. But that song it's at the beginning of This Is How We Do by G Unit, it's like, it's a clap like that. And every time you guys do it,
it makes you think of it.
Yeah. So this is how we do, dude. Crawl Podcast. This is day 145 of those Chilean miners, dude. We got to get them out of that hole, dude.
They're still down there?
Still going on?
We got to get them out of that hole, dude.
Fuck, the news cycle just ran over them and nobody gives a shit anymore.
Yeah.
No way.
Damn, dude. They've been down there for what, 3 years now?
145 days.
3 years, yeah.
Just about. just about 3 years, dude. They've been down there,
calculations.
dude. You know, and that's a shitty job to have, dude.
A miner?
Especially when people are not coming to help when shit goes wrong. They used to have this thing in what was it, like the Middle Age or the medieval ages?
Medieval times.
In England. It was like what they used to build all of those huge and like awe-inspiring cathedrals was this thing called the human hamster wheel. Hold on, let me adjust my thing real quick.
I heard of that. Hamster wheel. I could picture it in my mind.
Yeah.
So a couple people, I think it was like 2 to 4 people, would get into this gigantically constructed hamster wheel.
Like peasants, of course.
And the force, so I'll get into that a little bit better, but the force of them walking and making this hamster wheel spin would be attached to like a pulley system that would lift these 2-ton stones
all the way up,
all the way to build the cathedral.
So they were like powering the gear that moves the bike chain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What if like halfway through they got off? That shit would just fucking...
It was catastrophic. That shit fucking melted down constantly, dude. It was like some of the that's one of the worst jobs in history, I think, dude. But the only saving grace, and at least the English had the foresight to consider this, and really, I think on a personal level, it made me feel more at peace with it. Is that all the people that were in that hamster wheel were blind, so they couldn't see the 400 feet below them.
They couldn't see the threat.
Yeah.
They were up high.
They were blissfully ignorant of their life being in the balance.
Exactly. I think they were probably told, but it's so different when you could see it. You know? And that's people playing to their advantages. That's people playing to their advantages, bro. Nowadays, I'll be called a monster or like I'm into eugenics or something if I say we have to play to our abilities.
To our ability.
So if we have to play to our abilities, why is it, hey, fellas,
Hey, Shaun.
why can't we play to our motherfucking disabilities? There's people who are disabled, but they're able to do jobs better than other people.
So like when you lose the one sense, your others are heightened. You're the dedicated sonar ability.
Like you told me your dad burned out his nose, dude.
Yeah.
Greatest plumber on the planet, I bet. Because, dude, no smell, that's a huge factor, bro.
I mean, he can't smell gas when there's gas leaks, so like he almost fucking died in the gas leak once.
You're talking about the disadvantages, and I'm sorry that you almost did. I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, the advantages are there because it's a fucking stinky ass job sometimes.
Yeah. A lot of the worst. So today I think we discussed, we're going to talk about what are the worst jobs of all time.
All time.
What are the worst jobs of all time is what we're going for. And I hope that was within the first minute and a half. I don't think it was.
I don't think so.
But YouTube, we're doing what are the worst jobs? The world's worst jobs, man. And a lot of them historically have had to do with shit. So when
most of them shit and piss,
bro. And when I say this to you, you take it offensively. You take it personally. Alex, you are in a long tried and historically
tried and true profession.
It's a tried and true one of the worst jobs, bro.
I mean, my job protects the health of the nation. The plumber protects the health of the nation. What would you
Alex,
what would you do if shit just piled up in your house? Where would you piss?
You have to hire.
Back in England, they would dump it right out the motherfucking window.
Yeah, and then you got a whole city smelling like shit. It's like
New York City.
I'm not saying there's not a place for it. I'm not saying there's not a place for it. I don't think New York is covered in shit. Not literal shit, at least.
No.
There is more literal shit than the average city.
More, yeah.
But
I think San Francisco takes that cake, though.
Because they're all gay.
No. The homeless people just shit everywhere. And there's like a shit problem in the city. There's a job of a guy that goes around cleaning homeless shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another tried and true shit job.
I guess we haven't fucking changed because medieval times, the fucking, it was called the gong farmer. And they would literally go around to people's houses and scoop the shit out of their like cesspits and take it to the river.
So what is a cesspit?
Just like a pit of shit and piss.
Like open septic tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, imagine that.
I wanted to try something where we list all of these jobs, right? And we rank them. Because what does it take to be considered a shitty job? There's factors.
3 factors.
So we wrote down the 3 factors. We have environment, like the environment, the area that you're actually in doing the work, right? And then we have the physical toll that the job takes on you, right? And the third is the emotional toll.
The emotional toll is my first time seeing the 3 factors. I figured money would play in.
I think, yeah.
Well, actually, if we're talking all time, fucking, they would pay, I'm sure the gong farmer got paid nothing for cleaning people's shits out of their cesspits.
So we got the gong farmer, right?
I searched that one up too, or I came across it in my research.
Yeah.
And I was like super disappointed that it had nothing to do with like actual gongs.
I wonder why they call it the gong farmer. Was that a farmer? A farmer of gongs. Gong was probably shit.
Shit pile cultivator.
I'm a shit farmer.
Shit farmer.
So what? He would go to these cesspits
with a
shovel in hand,
with a long ladle. Go down there and then scoop it into wheelbarrows or whatever the fuck they had,
bro,
and bring it to the river and dump it.
You said you pronounced that word right,
barrow.
Yeah, and I think it was a consciously done thing. So I applaud you on that. I forever say wheelbarrow.
Yeah, me too.
So a gong farmer, you're there with a ladle, and a ladle is much different than like a pot or a jug or anything that can hold this serious volume.
No, it's like a soup.
You're there for hours scooping shit, dude.
All right. So the environment, you're in the cesspit.
Yeah, that's
So on 1 to 10, 1 being not that bad, like it's all right. 10 being like the worst thing you could imagine.
The shit.
I'm saying
that like a 10 or a 9.
10. That's a strong 9.5 at least. Dude.
Okay, so we got a 10?
10. I'm going 10 too. That's
We got 2 10s, and I'm going to go 7 because I really do think that it could get a lot more gnarly. So that's 27.
Then in the poop.
Physical toll.
Physical
All
toll?
you're doing, it's wrist work, Daddy. It's motherfucking wrist work, Daddy. It's a little ladle.
All right, yeah. So I'd say 5. Because you're there, it's backbreaking. You're bending down all day.
True.
Cleaning shit out of a pit.
And physically, you're covered in shit by the end of it.
Yeah. So the cleaning factor afterwards.
Yep. Which has to be considered.
Factor that, I'll throw 7.
7?
Yeah.
I think it could be worse.
I'm going to do 7.
I'm going to give that like a 6.
Okay. John is not as opposed to the idea.
I'm not as opposed. Look, you could be scooping the shit out, which is a lot less worse. We'll finish this up. We'll finish this up.
Emotional.
I'll save it.
I feel like these people are already emotionally dead, so 3.
True. And when was this happening?
This is 1600s.
Okay, 1600s were just over the period of time that we had the Black Death and all that stuff's behind us. So you got to think emotionally, they're not coddled and soft the way we are today. They had just gone through.
They're just tough workers, dude. They're just like, this is what it is.
It needs to be done.
Yeah, it was probably a noble profession. We don't know.
A lot of the shit-related ones were not.
There's the gong farmer, and it's like women like...
Nah, something tells me that's not the case.
No. I don't think this weighed heavy on their minds. Physically, it sucked. Environmentally, it sucked. But I'm going to go with like also a 3.
Okay.
That seems fair.
Okay, I'm going to say I believe that a lot of the shit jobs back in the day, specifically the medieval times and, you know, the 1500s through straight up until like the 2021s, I think shit-related work is a little more ostracized. Like, I couldn't imagine going on a date and being like, yeah, I work in the shit industry.
I'm the
In
gong
the shit
farmer.
industry.
Right. So, love life, that's probably tough. Self-image, that's probably
Is
a
this a
little
slight
bit tough.
on me?
No.
Yeah, it is. No.
I'm going to say that's probably a solid 5. Right? So, John, what I need you to do is for each job, hold on, you guys.
I got a pen here. What do you want me to write down?
Just rip off a piece of paper, and then, John, you keep track of, because you're the only one not looking at, like, notes or anything like that.
Yeah, 58 out of 90.
Keep track of.
Out of 90? Oh, 369.
30, 60, 90. If it was max 10 each.
You're right.
Okay, cool. So we're going to keep track that way. So a gong
58.
farmer.
Damn, that is low.
That's pretty low. That's pretty
Wow,
low
gong-
for the worst of all time.
And they took a hit in the emotional department.
Yeah, it
where I
did.
think that they would have taken a worse hit is if it was more than just getting the poop on them.
If they fell into it? That's what I
Sure,
was
that
thinking.
happened,
Yeah,
bro.
all the
Well-
time. Or some, like, punk came up and pushed him in.
I think it's the time period that this job was a profession. I think that they were not noblemen, but I don't think it was completely ostracized. Like,
I feel like maybe it was criminals. Like, maybe
Or
they would, like,
could've
banish, like,
Yeah. Like,
this is your community service.
It just turned
Clean the-
into like breaking rocks out in the sun now.
Yeah. Which I don't even think they do anymore.
Used to be ladling shit.
Shit ladler.
so to stay kind of on the shit topic, because I feel like we mentioned before, a fair amount of these all involve shit.
Let's just get them out of the way.
Let's get the shit out of the way, dude. So I had one, and my next one I want to talk about porta potty cleaners, and I put septic system repair or installers in with the porta potty cleaners because no way you cut the cake. Both of those guys have a big vacuum that's sucking up shit.
Yeah.
So let's say a shit vacuumer.
Shit vacuumer.
Shit vacuumer. Porta potty.
The shit vacuumer.
Porta potty.
Clean.
And we have septic.
/ septic, yeah.
So on an environmental level, dude, we're dealing in today, modern day.
Modern times.
Some of you might even be up there tying boots in the morning, listening to the crawl, about to go into your shift as a porta
shit
potty
sucker.
clean out guy. So I want to start with emotional first because
Yeah.
this one's easier to gauge, dude.
Yeah, because we're in the times where this
modern
happens.
times,
This is
yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro, I can't believe this is going on. It needs to be done.
It needs to be done.
I see them at work all day long. Like, well, not all day long, but like every once in a while they'll come in, suck the shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They spray that fucker down with like a fire hose like spray device.
Power washer.
There's got to be some splashback.
There's gotta be.
They're not wearing no masks.
No.
They're just
well, I
wearing,
think they should be though. So
wearing,
maybe don't
like-
maybe don't
They
say
should
what
be.
job sites
uh,
because OSHA's listening.
they're wearing gloves, but they're like those reusable gloves. Like they're not fucking like plastic gloves.
Not like the yellow rubber ones.
They're
or
not like
anything.
disposable or anything. They're like like fabric gloves.
No,
They're just
fabric's not
with
gonna.
the little grips on the fingers.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
what the,
What's that gonna do for
What are you doing,
splashback?
dude? What do you? Yeah,
You need that big
you got
kitchen
wet, soppy hands.
Yeah.
yellow glove.
You need
Yeah.
the kitchen glove.
that comes up half the forearm.
Yeah.
There's
dude.
there's splashback involved in this job.
There's big and that's a big factor, bro.
Yeah.
That's a big factor for the physical toll because, and probably for it bleeds into the emotional.
Emotional. Yeah.
So I want to start with emotional because we're the closest to this one, and we can understand, at least from a
Mental,
psychological perspective,
Yeah, and-
how these guys must feel.
And we all suck shit. So
Yeah. So
emotionally, I'm gonna give it like a 8
an 8 for the porta potty and the septic
for
installers.
shit sucking.
Yeah,
that's
shit's-
gotta suck, dude.
Yeah, I gotta go 8 because I feel like that stink is on you day and night.
Yeah.
And then you bring it home, and it's like
Yeah.
you're raising a family, and dad just
Like-
always smells like ass.
Yeah,
So an 8 from you?
yeah, I say an 8, and I feel like it's an embarrassing kind of job to tell somebody you have.
That's my whole thing, bro. Because emotionally, I can deal with whatever the job includes.
Yeah.
As long as people don't know like the intimate
what do you
details.
Do? Yeah, what do you do for a living? Oh, I work for Throne Depot.
Right, dude. Nah, that sucks. That's got to be a 9 from me.
Yeah, that's
So
fair
we
to
got
say.
right there. We got a 27 for the emotional toll. Physical toll. Some of them bleed into the emotional. The splashback. Other than that, though, you're working with spray hoses and suction hoses.
Well, like they got thick ass hoses they got to carry around, so it is like hard. It's not like,
but while they're carrying
it's physically demanding.
While they're carrying them, though, the vacuums are not full. While they're carrying them, they're only full while they're standing there, like from a good distance, sucking or spraying.
I was saying, like, you got to deal with the fucking huge hose wrapped around shit, and then you got to pull it and all that shit.
And then when they're done,
and then you got to take the thing.
On them.
You also got to like remove the porta potty when the job's over, and bring it in too.
So this is going to be low for me because I feel like any general labor job, all of those like physicalities you just mentioned, it's pretty common stuff.
It's not really.
Yeah,
it's not like you're lifting mad weight or like it's just repetitive work.
I'm going to say 4. I don't even think that it breaks through the midway point, dude.
4.
I'm calling that a 6. I think it does break the midway point.
Okay. I'll go with 5. The midway point.
It's physical labor, but with poop on it, and I think that's 25.
See, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 15 physical toll out of 30. That's halfway.
Environment. Again, this is super low for me because even if it's only a distance of like 2.5 feet,
it's outside of the poop.
It's outside of the poop, dude. What was the guy you were just talking about?
The gong farmer was knee deep in shit.
Deep in the Duke, dude. That's a fucking 1 for me, dude.
Well, have you thought of the back end? Also, that truck is filled.
Oh yeah,
they got to dump that shit out at the end of the day.
It's
you ever see the Dirty
valve.
Jobs episode where the guys that did that, they bring it up to a giant like field, let it out, let it dry up.
Let that thing out.
They let the fucking shit dry, and then they just like they scoop it. They let the shit solidify.
Oh god, I wish you didn't say
they gong farm it at the end too.
Gong farm it at the end too. There's a gong farming going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this like a 7.
Oh wow, that's high.
I don't think it sucks.
I'm gonna go 6.
I don't know, man. Even with the gong farming element at the end,
but it's also dry shit.
Dirty,
so it's a little
dirty,
better.
Rakeable shit.
It's like
flaky
manure dust particles though. Once it's dry,
yeah, the inhalation.
Inhalation. That's a shitty environment.
That's literally a shitty environment.
I was thinking maybe 6 was more right, but I'm sticking with the 7.
I'm gonna stay with 6.
I'm going 4 because it can get so much worse.
Because there's modern shit. They're wearing some stuff. They're not letting that shit go.
So that's what we're working with, dude.
Do that quick maths.
57.
50 less. Almost tied with the gong farmer. That'd be a funny like parody to The Godfather. The gong farmer.
You come to me
On the day of my septic cleaning.
on the day of my commercial gig, asking me for a favor.
Shit job 3 involving shit is
I don't have another shit job.
Oh, I got plenty of them, dude.
royal poop eater.
The royal poop eater.
What's his deal?
I just made it up. It's not real.
Oh. The Royals did have some shitty stuff going on.
Yeah.
They did certainly have some shit going on, dude.
Well, I based it off of a real example.
They had a job called the groom of the stool.
The groom of the stool. Was this merely to make fun of an individual?
Definitely
you must
not.
marry my shit.
Definitely not.
Of the stool.
Definitely not.
The groom of the stool.
Yes. Tell me what you think it is before I tell you what it is.
What I think it is they would take the royal shit and comb through it ever so delicately.
Prepare it for a viewing.
Maybe. Or to see
viewing,
if there's a problem in their shit.
You're exactly right, dude.
Really?
Your shit tuition is on
My shit
point.
tuition.
It's on point, dude. They would prepare
10 years in the industry.
They would name's Alex McDougal. You look great tonight. They would prepare and collect the king's shits for examination. Also, kind of on the back end, they would wipe and clean his rear, as one does.
A wiper and a cleaner. I don't think I could ever.
But they would
have
also
somebody do that
collect
to
it.
me.
They would collect it like on a silver platter. Please, please, my lord. Please, my
Like they
lord.
stand under him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've heard your gracious tummy rumbling, sir.
The groom of the stool, man. So they collect it, examine it, but also they wipe and clean
Every
his rear.
every shit they take.
Every single one.
Now, why would you want that to be done to you? Even as a royal, even
sadistic reasons.
True.
Well, the royals are appointed by God.
Oh, you know, they were probably just trying to make jobs for people, make the people happy.
No. The-
you know what'll make him happy? Looking at my poop.
Yeah, come wipe my asshole.
We added 15% new jobs this fucking year.
No, the
All involving
royals.
my feces.
The belief is that the royals were appointed by God, so they wanted to examine it, kind of like how what is it?
What makes this guy tick?
Kim Jong Un or something like that.
Oh, he doesn't
Yeah.
shit.
Doesn't
though.
shit.
He
It was
doesn't.
like part of the folklore where it's like, all right, you're appointed by God. Maybe your shit is different than the average shit.
Magic shit. I'm sure there was
have
some
to know.
Magic
There's something going on with the shit afterwards.
We have to know.
God damn.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're collecting this guy's shit if you built a career over it, right, and there's been 35 years in the industry of
You think there's-
wiping this dude's asshole, how do you think it happened physically? Do you think the king, like, bent over after? Do you think he was a sit wiper or a stand wiper?
I would like to think that he had a specially designed toilet that reclined. yeah, just like yeah.
All right. So 35 years of wiping the king's ass, collecting the shit, and sifting through it with some instrument. I'm going to say the environment of that, it sucks that
much
what
better.
it sucks what you're doing, but you're in the fucking royal palace, my God.
Yeah.
Fucking palace.
You're
Like,
eating meals, dude. You're fucking sifting through his shit sometimes.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. You could be in the palace, but still be.
Oh yeah, he could be like the dungeon poop expand. Like
No
examiner.
way, dude. No. When we were talking about the first one, we were saying that he could have been a nobleman. This guy
True.
certainly nobody was that close to the king.
You know,
Mm.
they probably fucking do that today. That the queen's shit is probably being examined daily.
Do you think she takes like Mondo Dukes? Or do you think they're little?
I feel like it's like rabbit poop.
yeah,
fucking-
little pebbles, dude. She's dainty. She's a dainty old woman, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. Most of hers could probably be classified as non-wipers, dude.
Mm.
And they probably are. There is so much inbreeding going on. Just so anybody who didn't know that was going on.
Just in the world, even.
Yeah, the royal family
But there
especially.
especially.
They got to keep the family pure.
Keeping
the
the
bloodline. Yeah.
bloodline pure, dude. I don't know. Your lineage is fucked. But environmentally, for the groom of the stool, I'm gonna say it can't get much better than that. As far as like on the scale of the worst jobs
Yeah,
in
I mean,
history.
think about it. At that time, you're probably in one of the most luxurious places in the on the planet.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna go 1.
Yeah.
Even if it's the royal shitter,
Soft 2.
a soft 2.
A soft 2.
That was his specialty.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for. Thank you.
The physical toll.
Physical toll.
Nothing, dude. You can sit there all day and just
You can sit
comb
there
through. It's just
combing
like
through
playing
shit.
with Play-Doh, I guess.
The physical toll is that you're near a man's ball sack and anus, though. So we have
be
to
worse.
consider that.
Yeah, but you,
guess it
you
could
looked
be a
at
lot
him as a
worse, yeah.
god. So you're near God's ball sack and a noose.
Okay. God's ball sack and anus
God's
for me.
appointed ball sack.
That's a 3 for
I
me.
was going to say, yeah, I'm going 3.
yeah. I'll
God's
agree.
appointed ball sack and a noose.
The emotional toll. This one is where it's going to be a little heavier, dude, because you already have this subservient mentality.
It's a
Yeah.
24-hour job.
24-hour
You're
job.
always on call.
And then picture the situation. You see something bad, you got to tell him about it.
And
Imagine,
then he gets mad at you.
imagine
Yeah.
bearing that news, dude.
Yeah.
How do you raise a family? if every single time the king had a big diet or a feast or something like that, you know it's going to be a busy night. But your kid,
Yeah, like
your
on
kid's quinceanera is coming
Yeah,
up. So
it's
who
fucking.
knows?
It's Christmas morning. You want to spend the day with your family, but you're there cleaning out the fucking combing
king's-
through the king's shit.
Christmas goose, dude.
Like,
no,
Bro,
this-
what happens if you have the flu? You're just sick as hell combing through shit, bro.
calling her a 4.
That's going to be a 4 from you. I was
Yeah.
going to say a 6.
6. Yeah, I think it's probably a 4. I'll go 4.
13,
Very, very low on the scale.
27.
So that's
a pretty nice job to have.
a solid job.
That's a decent
Hey,
job.
Are you hiring? Do they still do that?
They gotta.
And if they do it nowadays, they're getting big bucks. And
They're that's 6 figures today.
for sure, dude. And money is not part of this factor because it spans so many different eras and times.
I mean, if you paid me enough, I'd be a fucking
Royal poop examiner, right?
royal poop examiner. I'd even be a gong farmer, dude.
who is the most?
Paid me enough.
Who is the? What is the highest level of like important person that you've done plumbing for?
He almost became the president, the governor of Massachusetts.
Baker?
80s. No.
Romney.
No. His wife was a raging drunk, and that's why he didn't become the president. He was the Democratic nominee.
No
Mitt
idea.
Romney.
No, it was back in the 80s.
Oh, I was
Beginning with a B.
I wasn't.
fucking
I
don't
wasn't
know.
alive.
Yeah.
So
But him.
I mean, essentially,
That's high profile.
That profile.
Grooming
I do
a
a lot
stool.
of groom.
you weren't sifting through it.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
Maybe.
it was close. You know, it was close.
It was close. I installed the bathroom for
And
him.
you make a pretty penny. The last on my venture around the backside, dude, through history's worst jobs, it leads me into the ass.
Into the ass.
Directly into the
As
ass.
many of your ventures do.
As many of my ventures have, and will probably continue to because it's proctologists who are getting
Proctology.
up close and personal with the internal side
Now that's
of
something I didn't even think of.
a shitty job.
Proctology. Because I was like, oh, no, that's medical. It didn't even cross my mind.
I can say right now, the environment is like what you're in a doctor's office.
Yeah,
it's all
wearing
sterile.
gloves, everything's all clean by the
that's
book.
like a 1 or a soft 2 environment for me.
Well, unless we consider the rogue proctologist.
The rogue proctologist.
Oh, you're onto something.
Just
with this
imagine.
one.
Just imagine you pull up and the guy looks a little bit like Gary Busey.
Yeah.
No gloves in sight.
No, he's got like a T-shirt.
Instead
It's on the second floor of like a triple decker or something. Yeah.
Instead of the sterile environment you were expecting, it's all bamboo wooded siding for the interior of the house. He's got way
Smells
more
of, like
cat.
incense and
He's got way more cats than he should, and you're beginning to think this Craigslist rectal exam is really just a gay dude who's a little weird.
It's not a medical procedure.
Right. So if we consider that, I would still say it's probably about a 3 because historically it could be a lot worse.
I'd say 2 in real life.
For the environment?
In like a doctor's office, 2, you could see some gnarly fucking shit in there.
Yeah. And what if you don't have windows? That's
What if-
not a 1. I'll give it a 2.
What if... All right, so 2 from both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is more physical, the idea I just had anyway. So the physical toll of being a proctologist today. You're probably getting shit on. You've probably throughout your career been shit on
probably
100 times.
You're right.
People have diarrhea. People are
They make you
unresponsible.
drink that like giant jug of shit before to make you clean everything out. What if you drink that like 4 hours later
Imagine
than what
the
you were supposed to?
proctology procrastinator.
Proctology procrastinator.
You know?
Yeah, I got this appointment coming up, but it's no big deal.
it
Then
ain't
chugs the
nothing.
jug on the way in.
Yeah.
it's just a
Jug,
big
dude.
mess, bro. So physically, and I mean, bro, you are breathing in the asses of everybody you see.
Mm-hmm.
That's a musty ass job.
The amount of asses that you've seen. That
Do you think they were wearing masks before COVID? Proctologists?
probably.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
A rectal exam? What is the thing? Colonoscopy.
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 I think that's different than a rectal exam, right?
Yeah,
Colonoscopy is
but
when they
it's
like.
all done by the proctologist.
Oh wait, no, it's all the same, right? They go in there and
sounds
search
like the
around
same.
or some
Yeah.
shit.
I'm almost certain because they have different medical names, they are something different. They would
Colonoscopist.
No. It's all a proctologist doing both.
Yeah.
With the chance of shit, but definitely it's not a certain level of shit. Right? Like a lot of these other jobs
You're not
we talked
knee deep
about,
in it.
Yeah,
you're not ladling it out.
It's you're in a clean environment
You're gloved up.
but shit comes
Your way.
a flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When shit comes a flying.
Yeah.
Do you think that they wore masks before COVID?
Probably.
I'd like to hope that
I'd
they're
hope
wearing
so.
like a splash guard.
But
Let's go back to the rogue proctologist.
The rogue proctologist,
No.
and he's a little too close.
he's
far
wearing
too
a
close.
mask, but there's like a cutout.
just enough for his tongue to fit. Like you're laying there on your back. I don't even know how. Do you lay on your back? Is it sensual? Like when your girl's
I
laying?
feel like you're on
you
all
bend
fours.
So I
Or
would
bent
not be
over a
laying on
table?
my. I would not be laying on my belly, and then he spreads my cheeks
You're laying on your belly.
and inserts himself.
No. No, you gotta. I think you bend over.
Okay.
Inserts himself.
Okay, I'm going to say the physical toll for a proctologist today is going to have to be
I'm saying 4.
super low for me.
4.
I'm saying 2. Alex saying 4. John,
Just gonna go with the 3.
3. So we got 6. We got 10,
That's 9.
and we got the emotional toll.
Emotional toll. I can't imagine that's too high either.
This is going to be the lowest on the list.
Yeah.
Bless you. This is going to be the lowest on the list.
Emotional fact. I mean, look, if you're the rogue proctologist, that's not like bringing you down or making. That's bringing you up. He's
up.
happy to do.
Way
that.
up, dude.
He likes it.
Yeah.
That's
He
why
never
he's got the
gets
cutouts.
that up.
No.
Unless he's doing that. Like, dude, if I'm laying on my belly for some reason and he spreads me and I can feel the bridge of his nose on the hole of my ass.
No, he's having a good old time. The regular proctologist.
The regular, on the up and
That's
up.
got to be pretty low too, because
Yeah.
I feel like he's got a doctorate.
Mad money.
They have a doctorate, right?
Maybe a little
He's
bit
getting
of
money.
maybe a little bit of a dead soul.
Dead
'Cause it's
soul,
like,
but
I feel like every doctor has like an inkling of soul left, and not much else.
An inkling.
Not much else, dude.
I'm gonna go low with emotional.
Yeah.
Because they're getting a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 1.
One.
Yeah.
I was also going to say 1.
Me too.
And
one.
it's not like a profession that you fall into or like told this is what you're gonna do.
You chose.
You
it.
chose
yeah.
to be an ass
Yeah.
doctor. You know what you're getting into.
Which is
You got a
little
little
strange,
fetish
though.
going on.
Which, yeah. Do you
Like-
think that that's what it's birthed from? Like,
Yeah,
anytime I hear a gynecologist
That's
or
a
proctologist,
dude that's a gynecologist or a proctologist or a foot podiatrist.
yeah.
Or like I'm always like
Dude, fucking urologists.
urologists.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Like, yo, you got a little something going on.
They're into water sports.
so there's definitely like a social element to the emotional toll,
Yeah.
but I think we graded it correctly.
I got another one. It's medieval. It's kind of along the same lines. It's not shit, but it's piss. It's the piss prophet.
The
Piss prophet. This is what they
Well,
call
it sounds pretty good, dude.
this is what they call
piss prophet.
doctors that would they would look at your piss,
Old-time
smell your piss,
urologists.
and taste your piss
would
to
taste
see if you got diseases.
How would they know? They just know the different tastes.
Experience.
Experience, yeah. They've tasted
there-
a lot of piss in
Drink
their
a
life.
lot of piss.
Was there charts?
I don't know.
Like you would
This
look
is
at the
gold.
color?
This is golden brown. This is not good piss, but let me taste it just to be sure.
Well, let's start physical then, because I can't imagine anything worse.
See, this is what I was talking about. When with those first couple of guys, the poop was on them, but these guys, it's more than the pee just being on them. It is in them.
The pee is in them now.
Yeah.
What once was in me, now you have inserted
Now it's in you.
And that's a proverb somewhere.
Piss prophet.
That's maybe how they got it.
Yeah.
Why would they call him the piss prophet? It's
What
probably
once-
like a witchy kind of thing.
A
Like,
lot of these thread that needle, dude. A lot of these old school things, like in Salem, Massachusetts, there was the witch trials where people were being burned at the stake and like locked up and imprisoned for nothing. But then you got a guy like wearing a fancy hat in medieval England.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am the piss prophet. Welcome.
Cheers.
yeah,
This
just going
fucking
around
guy.
fucking.
They were all witches. I'm convinced before we got modern day science, everybody was a witch.
For physicality on this, I don't know. What are the physical things of this?
They would piss into something, so you're just holding this little vase or whatever.
I don't
full
think
of-
they're standing there collecting it.
No.
No, but they are taking it and drinking it. So it's not like backbreaking.
The drinking part
Do you-
is the Unbelievable.
the
Yeah,
worst
dude.
part,
And they're probably not just like. Ugh. They're probably putting it in there,
He's got a
swirling
glass.
it around.
Yeah. Like a whiskey tasting.
This one's a 10.
I sense
That's a
calcium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, imagine a kidney stone.
10. Calling it a 10.
yeah, you're putting piss in your mouth. So I'm gonna
Drinking
say
piss.
8.
Wow.
8 for medieval
And a
piss drinker.
8 and a 10.
But then consider what the acidity is doing to your insides too. Like how long did these guys live compared to people who weren't drinking piss?
Well, they.
I don't know. There was no
seem
there were
to
no
know
stats on that.
They seem to know the answers, though. So if they did get sick, they would know exactly what it was.
Yeah, for it to be like a profession, there had to have been a certain degree of success in their diagnosis. Diagnoses? Diagnoses.
I don't know. I'm making that up. Fuck that, dude.
The emotional toll of being the piss drinker. You're a doctor.
This guy really wanted it. This is a profession birthed from fetish.
The medieval piss prophet.
So the medieval piss prophet, maybe a 2 or 3
For the emotional?
for 2. I'm gonna go 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with a 3.
Emotionally, I think you're on top of the world, dude. You chose to do this. You love piss.
Yeah.
You love the taste of it, the smell of it, the feel of it.
You love
You
it.
found what you love.
it, dude.
That's your
If
thing.
you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That's a 1 for me, big dog. That's a 1 for me, dude. You got 6 on the emotional toll.
Damn,
dude.
this is turning out to be a pretty nice job, apparently.
Environment. Yeah, if you love it, if you're born for the role, dude. Environment. I have to imagine you're probably
in and out
surrounded by
of different
piss.
houses.
Yeah, in and out of different residential houses, dude. Always
he has an
surrounded by
office?
Oh,
piss.
do you think like
No office. None of the doctors did back then. They would just go house to house.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
the plague
do you think there were a lot of affairs with the piss prophet? Like
He was getting pussy.
you think so?
I mean, he was close enough
He's
to
close
it.
enough.
You got to optimize on your opportunities, dude. He was close enough to the pussy, and maybe he liked dick, and in that case, he was also close to that. I think he was getting a lot of ass,
A lot of ass.
but they just didn't kiss him.
Or it's like damn, this is this is my job. I don't want to do it when I'm fucking I don't know.
I'm going to say, for an environment level, none of the houses that you'd be going in the medieval times were great.
Yeah, but your house isn't great, so it's
You're
like
used to it.
you're used to it.
I'm going to say that also is low as hell, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Environment,
Too bad.
2.
2 for you,
2.
Yeah.
2 for you, and I'll say a 3. So we got 6, and 14 is 20, and 26 total. For
26,
the
the
piss
lowest,
prophet.
the piss profit, the lowest fucking thing.
Seems like a pretty decent job, dude. Seems
Yeah,
like a
that's,
decent gig.
37. 37 out of 50, out of 90. That's just barely a
How was
third.
that 37? Wasn't that 26?
No, because 2 of those 3 numbers were wrong.
Oh.
You're doing it intentionally at this point.
Next, I think we should go to the whipping boy.
The
we
whipping
sh-
boy.
We should go to the whipping boy.
We should refer to the whipping boy.
Come hither,
Coming,
whipping
sire.
It'd be funny if our friend Matt just like heard that and ran in. The whipping boy is something that, again, going back in time to Royal England, they would hire on a young boy that was the same age as the prince, and anytime the prince did any dickhead behavior or bullheaded bullshittery, they would call in the whipping boy, right?
So they'd whip this child
whip that
instead
child.
of their own kid that fucking didn't finish his vegetables,
Yep.
do his damn old homework.
Instead of punishing the prince physically, they hoped that through the prince watching somebody have to deal with like the repercussions of his own actions, it would like deal. I don't know. It would
That's the
translate.
most
It would
asin-
transfer.
That's the most asinine thing in the world. That's just like preparing your kid for I don't even know. That's not.
Well, dude, they were just hoping that the pain would be felt like vicariously through the prince.
Well, he's a royal. I'm sure he sees that all the time. His dad probably has fucking guards beat, fucking jesters killed for no reason.
Yeah, and they say that that's why a lot of the kings were sadistic
They
back
just
then.
have seen it.
They grew up. That was like
They grew
part
up as
of their
princes.
yeah. That was part of their like life.
Because they had a whipping boy when they grew up.
Yeah. So like seeing pain inflicted on somebody else,
It wasn't anything.
it wasn't off-putting at all.
Yeah.
It was like it's just part of life.
So this is a high physical toll job.
Oh God, yeah. Let's start there.
I could
Yeah.
toss like a 9 on that confidently.
I'm gonna say 10, dude.
I'm saying 10 too.
Because
Yeah. Like you don't even deserve it.
Emotional. What type of this is probably like an orphan, or their parents probably sold them to the king, or some shit.
How different is that than the guy that directed iCarly?
Oh, how different is that? Pretty different.
Like the parents of these child actors are like selling their kids to
for the fame.
yeah, for the fame. Instead of like the whipping boy was for the money.
I think it's different. You know why? Because I think back then it was the family had probably like 20 fucking kids.
Yeah.
Could not feed any of them.
And they were all replaceable. If you have that many,
Yeah.
it's like, all right.
Well, you gotta. The infant mortality rate is through the fucking roof.
And anytime you have another kid, all of them
You kind of care less about the last one.
all of them lose value. All of them lose value overall. You know,
It's
that's
not a
why
one of a
that's why
kind.
John's the best person I know. dude.
One of a kind.
Fuck, man.
The emotional toll of the whipping boy, if we consider how he must have felt, like the resentment, the deep-seated resentment, the hatred towards the royal family. And
The
like,
whipping boy grew up fucked up. And the prince ended up fucked up because of it. The whipping boy ended up fucked up because of it.
really fucked up.
Really fucked up. I could also put like a fucking.
I'm going 10 on
10.
that, dude.
Yeah.
That's 310s, dude.
310
Yeah.
is there.
And the environment, like we were saying, these are probably. That's 310s is a
It's
40.
30s.
It was intentional the whole time. The environment, these had to be like orphan kids. That sucks. That had to suck wicked bad.
Well, listen to this, though.
Do you think they grew up to go into other professions like the fucking gong farmer?
The boy whipper. They
The
grew
boy
up to be
whipper.
the boy whipper.
They aspire, they get promoted
Maybe
to
it's a
boy whipper.
promotion. Once you turn like 18 or 16 or whatever,
Finally.
you could do the whipping. And then it's like, it's good use of that. It's
They're
good.
experienced. They've been in the field.
Yeah.
It's good use of all those
a promotion.
ugly feelings.
Yeah.
All that sadistic behavior.
It's just passed on to the next guy.
Now it could be translated.
Pass on to the next
Let's
guy.
keep that up, dude.
But also, it could just be like eventually they die from it.
They probably
and
die
there's no room
of pain.
for promotion.
There's
No,
no,
they
yeah.
don't beat him that bad.
This environment is probably
They don't
like
beat the whipping boy to death, dude.
Yeah, but like they whip out like a disc in his spine or something.
No, John, dude, that doesn't really happen. And if it does, you walk around with a limp. It's not like you're not going to die from being the whipping boy.
You're the whipping boy. You get whipped, blood all over your back, open wounds. No doctor, no piss prophet to tell you you're sick.
Bullshit, dude. I'm going the opposite. I think that the whipping boy
Was
during
treated
the
well?
during the moments where he was being whipped. I think obviously that's like all violence. It's all aggression.
sorry.
It would be no sorry during, but I think otherwise, when he's not being whipped, I think he's treated nobly. I think he's like highly
Carried
respected,
around,
coveted. Like, yeah, I think that's environmentally, and he's definitely living in the castle, like eating well, living like a royal.
You think?
This needs more research.
I think so.
I feel like he's dungeon
No way.
depths.
No, I don't.
I would
think so.
imagine, yeah.
Yeah, like the royal family doesn't care.
Let's research it more, and we'll put it on Patreon.
Yeah, this is
What-
in ye old times too.
Yeah.
Like
So
everything was fucked
We'll
up.
research the whipping boy a little bit more, and then you guys could check it out on patreon.com/the crawl podcast. But because I believe he was treated nobly, and I think other than the moments where he's being beat up, his life was like a royal person. I'm saying 10
10.
for environment.
10 being the worst.
Yeah.
So 1.
Oh, 10 is the worst, so I'm thinking 1.
I think of 1.
You're thinking 1? I'm gonna go 8. I think it was a bad environment.
I
So
think it
this
was
is the
also
first-
like an 8.
Damn, this is the first one
Yeah.
where we've
I think they pulled him off as like a little street urchin or something.
I don't think so, bro. I really do not think so.
Well, because look at the job. They're like, all right, we got to pick someone that we're going to
What is that,
fuck
74?
up.
74, right?
Yeah, is it?
Sheesh.
Good. I couldn't do that much math. That's the worst one so far.
74 out of 90.
Dude, the
don't want to
whipping-
be the whipping boy.
The whipping boys had a bad life, dude. And luckily, women don't know how good they got it, bro. I'll just leave it at that.
Well,
bro.
if there's a princess, it's probably a whipping girl, maybe.
Hell no.
No, because they wouldn't have whipped the princess.
I don't know.
As an example.
We've definitely done a shit ton of medieval jobs. I
Yes.
kind of want to take it into the 21st century.
Let's bring us there, dude.
I want to throw in those people that make our iPhones.
Sweatshop labor.
Sweatshop laborers.
labor. With the fucking suicide nets.
They got the suicide nets. They can't even commit suicide. They're bounced right back into the building into their next shift, dude.
Well, you can look at it like this, right? Yeah, maybe they don't want you to commit suicide because it's going to hurt the bottom line and productivity would go down. But maybe they just want you to live.
I don't think that's there. I think they put suicide nets up so there's no lawsuits. There's no cleanup. There's a whole job that they don't even need to pay for anymore.
That's a whole nother job that sucks.
The splat cleaner upper.
The splat cleaner. But the sweatshop.
It's grueling, dude.
Grueling.
Hey, dude. Okay.
Dude,
Plead your points because I feel differently.
you feel differently. All right.
Yeah.
My points is they work like probably 12 to 13-hour days.
Since they're
every
probably 12 or
day.
13.
They're probably 12 or 13, but there's so many people over there that need jobs that if they don't do that shit, then they're replaceable. They don't give a shit.
So the alternative is just being poor and like
Poor and nothing, but
starving
still
to death?
they're only paid enough to like get food. They're like not paid a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
It
12
is
hours, you got to sleep at least 6 of those, so you're only dealing with really 6
So-
waking hours outside of work.
So why do
It's-
they need any more money?
You don't
You're
need
right.
that much money.
Yeah.
What are you going to spend it on?
They work 7 days a week, no vacations, so
Yeah. Like, come on, dude. You got 6 hours a day. Like, and yeah, we don't give you breaks.
Good thing
So you're a little hungry.
good thing
when
the
you get up.
factory came to town.
Thank God, because for the local economy, it's been incredible, dude. The
Yeah, I mean-
productivity from sweatshops. Look at how many
it's
people
one of those
have
things I
iPhones.
will overlook.
I'll
I love
willingly
my iPhone.
I'll look dead into the face of it and say,
I love that camera, that
I'm-
computer.
I'm dead ass saying it's not that bad. Sweatshops get a bad rep. Japan has a culture problem.
I don't know. I don't think this isn't Japan. This is China. This is Thailand. This is Indonesia.
Do Chinese sweatshops have suicide
Vietnam.
nets?
Yeah.
Because that's a
Yeah.
Japanese thing.
That's not a Japanese thing.
Yeah, it is.
It is over there too, like on tops of schools and shit.
Well, I'm thinking of like China, like where the components from an iPhone is being made, Taiwan, that type of shit.
So listen, human beings have
Japan is way better with their human rights shit than China or Taiwan or Vietnam.
human beings have this idea of human rights, especially in America, that's like so soft and coddled. Think about how hard life has been for China and the Chinese people for generations and generations and generations, just like anywhere else. Modern day is so like there's padded walls in the room of modern day. Slave shops is a reminder of an old school mentality that productivity is first.
Sweatshops.
Yeah.
Sweatshops, slave shops are the same fucking thing, dude.
Yeah.
I believe-
No.
because they get paid and they get
They
6
get
hours
paid.
a day off.
Basically, but like, what if they get like company script, and they can only use that money that script that they make in the company store to buy food?
Are we forgetting that
water.
China is a communist nation? They don't. It's the money doesn't matter.
I think it does. Why you got people that have money and people that don't? I think it matters.
I'm saying I think that we take, and I don't think they're a great thing. I don't think sweatshops are a great thing, but we expect so much comfort in our lives. We do, and this is like we expect so much comfort in our lives as Americans, and our perspective is so clouded because of that. I do not think. I think us looking at it, it's like, oh, that's appalling. How could on a human rights level that
you
be
couldn't
okay?
have the
Kids
the
work.
American way of life without that shit existing. You couldn't have like the Western way of life without sweatshops. And
No, you couldn't. But I'm
couldn't.
saying just like on from the worker's perspective, like looking at being hired as a sweatshop worker,
But do you think that
it's not that bad for them.
But do you think that life should just be work, 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 no life. That's what their lives are basically at.
But look at the impact of China's economy, and look at the mines that are developed out of China versus somewhere like Sweden or Norway where like work is not that important, or Spain. Like, when is the last time any of them have broken any ground on like a evolutionary point? Like, laziness or unproductiveness is the opposite of progression in any way you slice the cake. And I
don't think mentally.
I'm going to slice it like this.
I think comfort is way too important.
The
nowadays.
comfortable Western American lifestyle is something that was achieved.
Yeah. Buy shit like sweatshops. By doing work that's grueling, time intensive, and all these jobs we talked about, this lifestyle was earned
From all that shit.
That's
from
the
all
progress.
that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the progress, and you have to sacrifice stuff. Look at war, like lives have to be sacrificed in order for the greater good. And so I think if we go back to eugenics, it's like I totally can see the thought process behind some things. I don't agree with it.
Did we release that episode?
No.
I don't agree. I don't agree with it, but I can see the train of thought, and that's not evil to say, bro, because I don't agree with it in my heart. But I can see where the thought comes from. I think comfort is something that, like, I don't know, we expect it as Americans, and like most places in the world expect this like crazy level of comfort where like things just always got to be like not that bad. Like, I work hard, dude, but like, but this is crazy. Like, come on, bro. Like, you said 12-hour days. I thought it was worse than that. I used to work fucking 14 to 16-hour days at FedEx 6 or 7 days a week.
And that's bullshit.
Yeah,
that sucks. That's the shit life.
But I'm saying, as a work year, that's you looking on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
I was tired all the time, but I loved that job.
Yeah. Well, maybe they love it over there. I don't fucking know. But
I doubt
it is bad enough for them to throw suicide nets up. Suicide nets.
That's what the brakes
No
in the
job
truck
in
were.
America needs suicide nets.
The
I
brakes
think
in the
so.
truck was your suicide net.
I think some should.
Like,
All right, so the emotional toll for a sweatshop, for me, that's the highest ranking one for me.
I'm gonna go 10 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 10. I would
So
say
I think
environment is high on me. For me too.
Yeah, like think of these factories. Is this the factory where you're like getting your head ripped off by machines?
No, I feel
like
like
a
that was
different kind
more
of
of
thing.
like textile style
Textile
shit.
stuff,
This
yeah.
is like I feel like
Textiles
they're
are
like
also
stamping
gross.
mad shit. Maybe they can like get their fingers caught in
Bloody hands and kind
bloody
of stuff.
hands.
The environment could be worse. Could be limbs ripped off in a textile factory. But it's got to suck enough to have suicide nets. I'm going to go with like 8 or 7. I'm going to go 7.
I'm gonna go 8. Environment.
8 for environment.
Yeah.
It's probably a little hot in there. It's probably a lot of them.
Probably a little hot. Fair to say.
The name of itself, sweatshop.
Yeah.
It's hot.
I'm going to say 5. The physical toll, you're tinkering all day.
Day in, day out, no reprieve, no mental reprieve. I'm gonna go 8.
People don't need that. That's not a requirement for
I'm gonna
life.
go 8. That's a requirement for a healthy
That's not a requirement
life.
for life.
Yes.
Nutrient shelter is a requirement for life.
If you want to just be a robot,
Were the cavemen robots? Were the people that built?
I bet you a lot of a caveman's life was also just chilling. Like, ugh, I'm tired.
So I 8 on the physical.
What do you got?
For me, over a career of it, 35 years as a sweatshop worker. If you make
Can you
it that
retire
far-
as a sweatshop worker? My pension is 0.01 cents a month.
physical, it's not great. I'm going to say 5.
What you got on that physicality?
I mean, when you said tinkering all day, that does kind of make it seem like it's not like scooping shit.
No, and it's not like super heavy labor. Like you're sitting there, you're sweating your ass off, but literally
Give it
you're.
a 6.
So we got
19.
I don't know. I need you to do this one.
It's 19.
750, 20.
All right, so we got
69.
Yeesh. 69.
that's a great number too, dude.
That's
All right.
the second
Still not-
worst one on the list.
Still not the worst, though.
Second worst.
Whipping boy, dude.
Do you guys have more jobs to talk about?
Yeah, we can zip through them.
No, I don't want to zip.
I
through
got, like, what about a slaughterhouse worker, dude? A guy that works at a slaughterhouse, killing fucking 400-pound animals all day.
Yeah, or like the guy who fucking gasses and crushes chicks, like little baby chicks.
What? Then they just grind them. Why would they do that?
Why are they pulverizing these guys?
That was on the fucking front page of Reddit the other day. There
Wait,
was like
wait.
a place saying
What do they grind them up and make chicken nuggets? What are they? What is the point?
it was like some chicken facility pledging to stop the gassing and crushing of male
was it
chicks.
Tyson?
I don't
Or
know.
Purdue?
I don't know.
They're all fucked up.
Probably,
The whole meat industry.
Yeah. Those
companies are fucked.
They're
Did you see
fucked
the
up, but
Fairlife
it's fucking
shit recently?
delicious. Huh?
Did you see the Fairlife shit? I think it was.
No.
It was on Facebook. It was on YouTube and Reddit everywhere.
Like the milk?
it was this guy
I
went
don't
in
drink
like
that shit
undercover to
anyway.
record it.
He got hired, and
Yeah,
he worked
yeah.
there for like 3 months and
Yeah.
shot that video.
Super fucked up.
I mean,
Slaughterhouse work.
yeah, you're responsible for hundreds of deaths a day of big ass animals. Like,
I'm putting that as a 10
Oh
on
my
the emotion.
God.
We can contribute to that though. Like if we make different choices, then at least I'm not impacting that industry as heavily. You know?
you could. I mean, I like getting farm fresh or whatever. What they called grass fed,
Free
like
roam.
free roam shit. Like, I feel like that is the best way you could do it because
And that type of
they
stuff.
just live their life.
Yeah, from those companies, that type of stuff, like the Purdue or Tyson factory or like the Farm Fresh, they're not
It's not even real meat at the when they're done with it.
they're not abusive. They're not like pumping it full of fucking probiotics and shit, like
Yeah.
disgusting stuff.
Yeah. Like, meat's not supposed to be as red as it looks. It's fucking like they inject nitrogen into the thing to make it look that like nice red cut of meat that you want. Yeah.
What? It's
It's normally supposed to be
decaying
like-
as soon as the thing is killed.
It's supposed to be like a little darker, fucking more brown tinge rather than like that bright red. It's like
They
it's not
do it.
not even supposed to look like that.
To appeal to the carnivorous side.
Well, yeah. So like when you go into the store, every single piece of meat looks the exact same. So you're like, it's appealing to the consumer.
It's a
Yeah.
sales tactic.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Weird.
Slaughterhouse, the environment is the worst part for me.
Yeah, dude. Covered in blood.
Giving that a 10 too.
Yeah. I'm going 10 on environment and 10 emotional. I can't even kill a fucking bug.
That's going to be the lowest because you become desensitized quickly.
Yeah, they do.
True. I'm thinking about it with my mentality.
I think that's the right way to think about it.
Well, the first couple, I was thinking about it like the gong farmer. Oh, maybe he's used to it. So
Yeah.
the emotional. So, and I feel like that's a very Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He worked in a fucking. It's a very psychopath, maybe driven
no way,
industry.
dude. No fucking way, dude.
I feel like
3?
yeah, it's not that bad.
3.
For like, dude, I
Change
work
mine
at
to a 6.
I work at a slaughterhouse, dude. Like it's not. Yeah, you're dealing with you're creating a lot of death, but I think that there's a way to rationalize it where it's not like first off, you
I'm
value
feeding
animal
the
life.
country or something.
You value animal life differently than you do human
Less
life.
than human life. Yeah.
You do. Maybe you don't, but I do, and I think most people do.
Yeah, animal or a kid.
Especially
animal.
if you're looking at it like it's produce. Like you're looking at it like, okay, I'm going to be responsible for feeding America.
Yeah,
It's like,
you could take some sort of pride in that.
yeah,
Like
it's not that.
I
I think
produce
a
the
bunch of
meat
stand-up people work as like
It's
at
a-
slaughterhouses.
probably yeah.
I think the environment is the worst for me.
Yeah, you
'Cause
got
you're around blood, death, fucking
saw blades
carcasses.
everywhere. Just carcass swinging, dude. Just
Gore,
dripping.
Yeah,
Just
it's metal.
the
as
smell of the place.
hell. What do you-
yeah.
what do you give it?
For environment,
Yeah.
oh, I'll give that a 10. 10 for sure.
The physical toll is the only one I really don't know about. Like, what's
It depends, dude. I think it depends what you're killing. There was in my research I found there was a guy on who answered like a Ask Me Anything on Reddit, and he worked at a slaughterhouse, and he said that there was the expectation of a task to be completed every 5 seconds, and that's the way that he phrased it, which I thought was
Task, so like a
no. Task is like they did sheep. The task is like killing a sheep. Every 5 seconds, a sheep needs to be killed.
every 5 seconds.
And he phrased it: a task needed to be completed. I think he did that for the morality of himself, like to pardon himself from.
it's
Use
not
that wording
they-
instead of saying I have to kill something.
Yeah.
they desensitize themselves to the situation before.
And then you got, so it's like sections, right? It's like any warehouse job or factory job where it's sectioned out, and like you do this
killing
task.
floor.
There-
You got the chopping floor, or the cleaning floor, and then the chopping floor.
Yeah, exactly. So I think depending on where you work in the slaughterhouse, the physicality can be different, but I think no matter what you're doing in there, it's a tough job. As far as like the physical part
Yeah,
of it.
I'm gonna go 6. I think.
Yeah.
That's fair.
6 for you? All right. I'll say 4. Because you're not doing mason work in the hot sun, you know?
yeah. That's 16.
65.
65. That ranks pretty high. How many do we have?
That's all I had.
6, 7, 8. Well, let me toss one out quickly. Shepherds have to castrate lambs with their teeth.
What?
Why don't they use
So
blades?
there's a thing. They can't use the blade because if they do use the blade, it causes too much bleeding. They do it with their teeth to crush.
Just right.
To crush the vein?
To crush so there isn't bleeding or something like that. I didn't want to look too into it because just like reading it made me retract in a little bit, you know, like
Yeah, that's sheep castrator.
sheep castrator, or even fucking the guy who does like vasectomies and shit. That's gotta suck.
Just a castration artist.
A castration artist.
I think
I don't know, man.
the vasectomy guy is on a whole different level than
It is,
the
yeah, it
sheep
is a
farmer.
different level.
I feel like
You're not
he's
putting
on-
them in your mouth.
No, yeah.
No, you never
He's
will
on
you
like the
have
same
medical.
proctologist, like same level as that. I feel like
Yeah,
medical.
it's
it's-
medical.
There's a way you could justify it.
They make medical grade like slicing devices.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
use heat.
a cauterizer.
Cauterizer.
You get a
Why-
fucking hair straightener.
I'd
But
be
these
curious-
shepherds aren't
I'd
getting
be
cauterized.
curious to know what shepherds you were looking up.
Who was
This
the
is-
first person that was like, "We must bite the balls instead"?
I guarantee he's Scottish
Ball munching Billy.
because there's a
Dude.
lot.
Maybe Irish.
There's a lot of sheep farming going on in Scotland.
Maybe Afghani.
He could have been Afghani.
Yeah.
But I bet you any amount of money. Shepherd, when I hear that word, there's only one culture I think of. So, ball in mouth,
Ball in mouth.
Ball in mouth.
And
the
then-
emotional toll is a 0 for me. That's the first
They
0
want-
of the
they-
day.
yeah,
They love doing what they're doing.
I'm gonna go 1.
Yeah, 1. There was there's on YouTube a guy doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See,
What?
it's probably like
Yeah.
a thing. They go have a couple loggers at the fucking pub
In-
at the end of the night. Like, oh, his balls were this big.
In the 12,000 years that sheep have been domesticated, they have not come up with one single device to fucking
It's
do this job for them.
Because emotionally, it's not that tolling,
still
bro. They're
happening
happy to
today.
do it. Oh, my
God.
If there's no problem, you don't create a problem.
What the fuck?
They're happy doing it, dude.
ball
If
biters,
it ain't
dude.
broken, don't fix it. Jeez.
Physical toll, dude. Again, I mean, if we're talking about just the part of the job where you're castrating the sheep,
Balls in the mouth.
just the balls in the mouth, that's a 1 for me.
Sean's argument for balls in the mouth is a 1. It's not that bad.
If you're looking at a sheep farmer, like the physical toll
I'm
of
gonna go-
being a sheep farmer, that's a little bit higher, still super
Yeah.
low.
But the ball
That's
munching
extra.
guy.
Just the guy, dude, you're putting
I'm
a sheep ball sack in your mouth.
I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go 2 because I mean it might be hard. What if you
no,
accidentally?
it's gonna be soft,
cru-
dude. Just if it's hard, you got the wrong thing.
What
in
if
your
you
mouth.
bite the wrong area and then you got exploded nut in your fucking?
The nut lives in the balls, you know. That's
thought-
where it
I thought
lives.
piss
He
was
is
in the
stored
balls.
Anyway,
They only do it on the baby goats
Thank
or
God.
sheep. Lambs.
I mean, how different is that just on a conceptual level than foreskin and like
Oh, dude, this is a job. The circumciser.
he loves it, dude. And most of that is a religious thing. So usually you're getting circumcised by like a priest or something.
No, I think you get circumcised by the doctor.
Nah, he's into that. He's into that. They love baby dicks over there, dude. At the church.
At the
All babies are born with them.
they make like face cream out of it and shit now.
Yeah. Physical toll, Alex.
I gave it 2.
John.
2. Yeah, I'll go 2.
Damn, this might be the best job of the day.
And it's funny to think that lamb ball biter is not that bad
Comparatively. Environment, you're on a sheep farm.
Yeah, this
It's
one's
a beautiful
the
place out there.
Stinks, but it's beautiful rolling
Yeah, the
hills.
rolling hills.
Dude, that's a fucking 1 for me, dog.
1.
All right. 2, yeah, I was thinking 2, just because farms gonna get a lot of poop going on, and I don't know.
11.
I just don't want it to seem so not that bad. To be
Hey,
the ball
anybody
biter.
out here,
Damn.
if you want to become a sheep castrator, it's possible, and it's really not that bad.
It's a pretty good job.
yeah.
Which is funny because just saying the guy who bites the nuts off of sheep's, that sounds like it sucks. It sounds gross. But
All things
what is it?
considered,
11?
It's been
That's 11.
It's been a process of
11.
elimination proving otherwise, dude.
Damn, that's a pretty decent fucking job.
All right, this got boring to me halfway through it. I want to wrap this up by saying, I hope you guys. Oh, we'll go through all this shit on Patreon.
What's the worst job?
I just don't want to do it right now. Let's go through it right now.
No,
Which
well, we
was
can
the
just say
worst?
the worst
You-
job.
you
The worst
guys
job
take
is the
over.
gong farmer at 58. Second is fucking, what's that say?
Whip Boy's the worst.
Oh, Whip Boy.
Sweatshop. Sweet shop.
Sweet shop.
Sweatshop second.
All right, yeah. Whip Boy's the worst, and Ball Eater is the best, I guess, dude.
Love you guys. Do something every day.
Every day.
That makes your life feel like it's worth it. Peace out.